I'm Chef Tammy Brawley from the Green Kitchen. Welcome to Heart of the Home. Today I'm going to show you guys a delicious burger. It is absolutely my favorite burger I've ever used. This is actually a courtesy of a friend of mine named Ed, who is a chef, and he is retired now to Florida. I miss him dearly, but he was kind enough to share this recipe with me before he left. What we're going to do is we're going to make a tzatziki sauce. It's a Greek sauce. It's typically with cucumber, sour cream or yogurt, and some dill and some garlic. And that's what we're going to make first, because you want those flavors to develop. What you want to do is you want to take a cucumber and peel it, and you do want to actually seed it. Now I've already have enough in the bowl, but I'm going to show you about seeding. Get a spoon, peel your cucumber, and you want to get those seeds out. Typically take the end of the spoon and just simply dig down into it. Get the seeds out. The main reason you're doing this is because you will be introducing a bit of water if you leave those in there, and you don't want this sauce to be watery. You want the sauce to be somewhat thick in nature. So in our bowl here we have cucumber already diced up, that has been seeded, and we're going to add a cup or so of sour cream. And feel free to use a yogurt in this. Yogurt and sour cream are typically pretty interchangeable in recipes. So I'm going to do about a cup or so. I'm then going to add some, I'm actually going to use dried dill instead of fresh. Either one is fine. If you have an herb garden, you want to use fresh, that's fine. But when you use dried, you always want to use half the amount. So if your recipe calls for a tablespoon of fresh, then you want a half a tablespoon of dried. So we're going to add some dill to that. And we're going to add some fresh chopped garlic in that. And just a little salt, not very much. The salt will actually draw some water out of that cucumber as well, and again, you don't want that to happen for a lot because you don't want a lot of liquid. A little bit of coarse ground pepper there. And we're just going to stir the tzatziki up, and we're going to set it off to the side. In your refrigerator preferably, just to let it thicken while we make our burgers. Now what we do here is we have ground lamb and we have ground beef. The reason we add the ground beef really is to cut the lamb. It's not so much for flavor purposes, although some people do think lamb's a little strong. I love it with straight lamb, but also if you add the ground beef, it will extend your budget just a little bit. So we've got a pound of ground lamb, we've got a pound of ground beef, and to that we're going to add some allspice and some cinnamon. We're going to add more garlic, of course. We're going to add tomato paste. Now you might see this in a plastic. The reason we do this is when I open up a can of tomato paste, and I never use it all right away, I will then take it out by tablespoon portions, wrap it in plastic, and keep it in my freezer. And then when I need just a tablespoon of tomato paste, I have it at my ready. So we're going to dump in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And we're going to add some fresh chopped cilantro. And once again, a little salt and a little pepper. I do use kosher salt in all of my recipes, including my baking, and that is just it's a coarse ground salt. And I typically do use a Morton's. There are other brands out there, but they are way thicker and coarser, and I just find that the Morton's is better. So now we've got our mixture in here, and we're going to mix it up by hand. And we're going to form some patties out of this. This is 2 pounds of meat, so if you look at about a 6-ounce, maybe 8-ounce burger, you're talking 4 burgers at 8 ounces. Those are kind of big burgers, but you might want that. If you want smaller, you can certainly do smaller. You could do slider portions at 2 to 3 ounces and then use the smaller rolls. In this case today, we're actually going to make big burgers. So it's nice and mixed up. We're going to make our patties, and we're going to come back and grill those. All right, so we have our lamb mixture with ground beef. We're going to take a few of them off of the grill, and we're going to add the remaining. And while those are cooking, we will compose our lamb burgers with our tzatziki. These look absolutely delicious. We're going to take a bun, and we're going to pop a burger right on it. Grab our tzatziki, waiting over to the side. Wow. Every time I film here, I always want smell-o-vision. If you guys could smell this. I'm Tammy Brawley with the Green Kitchen, lamb burgers with tzatziki sauce. Join us next time on Heart of the Home.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com/recipes, as well as on Chef Tammy Brawley's website at greenkitchenrichmond.com.